The cold winds howled across the frozen plains of Voltor 9, a dead world covered in endless ice. The sky burned pale blue, and the sun barely gave any warmth. Lieutenant Ryan Cooper trudged through the snow, his breath fogging his visor. His suit's temperature gauge blinked red. He was running out of power. He had been separated from his team after their ship was shot down. Somewhere beneath this planet's ice crust was an ancient alien ruin, and the mission was to recover the tech before the enemy did. But now all Ryan cared about was surviving the freezing night. He stumbled into a cave, half buried under layers of ice. The cave glowed faintly from bioluminescent crystals on the walls. It was warmer here, but not by much. Ryan collapsed against a rock and began to check his systems. His comms were dead, oxygen low, temperature dropping. Then he heard movement, a soft crunch in the snow behind him. Ryan spun around, drawing his pulse pistol. "Who's there?" From the shadows, a tall figure stepped out. She was not human. Her skin shimmered like silver under the faint light, her eyes glowing icy blue. She wore a torn black exosuit that was clearly alien in design. "You," she said, her voice trembling from the cold. "You're human." Ryan kept his weapon raised. "And you're?" She looked at him sharply. "Exiled. That's all you need to know. Now shut up and help me before we both freeze." Her tone was harsh, commanding, but there was fear underneath it. She staggered closer, her steps weak. Ryan saw that her hands were shaking badly, her lips pale. Whatever species she wasn't handling the cold much better than he was. "I can't help you," Ryan said. "My suit's dying too." "Then we'll die together, stupid human," she snapped, "unless you listen to me." She pointed to a small alcove deeper in the cave. "There's geothermal heat down there. My sensors detected it before they failed. We go there, we live. We stay here, we die." Ryan hesitated, then nodded. "Lead the way." They moved slowly into the deeper part of the cave. The walls narrowed, forcing them to crawl at one point. The air got warmer, as she had said. Steam rose from cracks in the stone floor. Finally, they reached a small hollow, glowing faintly orange from geothermal vents. Ryan collapsed beside one, shivering. He looked at the alien woman. She sat against the wall, hugging herself, teeth chattering. "Your name?" Ryan asked. She glared at him. "Why does it matter?" "Because I don't want to call you Hey You." She sighed, her breath white. "My name is Naira. I was once a commander of the Vesheri fleet, until they exiled me for helping your kind." Ryan blinked. "Helping humans?" "Yes, you're not the only ones fighting for survival. My people fear you because you don't break easily, because you—" She paused, frowning. "You endure." Ryan chuckled weakly. "Guess that's one way to put it." Minutes passed. The silence was heavy, broken only by the faint bubbling of steam. Ryan's eyelids drooped. His body was shutting down. Suddenly, Naira hissed, "No, no, stay awake, human." She crawled over and grabbed his shoulders. "You fall asleep now, you die." "I'm fine," he muttered, but his voice was fading. Naira looked around desperately. Then, with frustration, she muttered something in her language and started removing parts of her suit. Ryan blinked in confusion. "What are you—" "Shut up, human, we're freezing," she shouted, her voice fierce and trembling. "Get in my bed, now." Ryan's mind went blank. "You're what?" Naira growled. "Thermal contact. Your body heat, mine. We combine or both die. Stop being stupid and move closer." Realizing what she meant, Ryan nodded weakly. He crawled toward her, his limbs numb. She wrapped her arms around him tightly, pulling him close under the thermal layer of her exosuit. Her skin was strangely warm now, almost like liquid metal against his. "Don't say a word," she whispered harshly. "If you make this weird, I'll kill you after we live." Ryan chuckled hatefully, feeling warmth spread through his chest. Understood. Minutes passed. Slowly their shivering stopped. The heat from the vents and their combined body warmth kept them alive. Naira's breathing softened. "You humans, you adapt fast." "We're good at staying alive," Ryan murmured. "Even when the galaxy's trying to kill us." "That's why they fear you." "Who?" "My people, the Veshari. We live long, we fight with technology, but when faced with death, we surrender. You humans, you fight death, you defy it, even when you should not." Ryan smirked weakly. "Guess that's one way to put it." They stayed close through the night, the cave filled with quiet breathing and the sound of wind outside. When morning came, the storm had passed. Ryan checked his suit. Barely any power left. Naira stood and adjusted her armor, trying to seal it again. "We need to find your people," she said. "You can't survive long without supplies." "And what about you?" "I'll go where I must," she replied. "I have no home." "Then come with me," Ryan offered. "I'm sure Command will want to meet the alien who saved a human." Naira tilted her head. "Saved? You're the one who shared your warmth." He smiled. "We saved each other." They left the cave and began walking across the icy plain. The world was silent, except for the crunch of their boots. After hours of travel, they spotted smoke in the distance. A crashed dropship. Ryan's team must have set up a temporary camp. As they approached, the soldiers aimed rifles at Naira instantly. "Sir, step away from the alien," one soldier shouted. Ryan raised his hand. "Stand down. She's with me." The soldiers hesitated. Their captain stepped forward, eyeing Naira suspiciously. "You expect us to believe that?" Ryan nodded firmly. "She's the reason I'm alive. You treat her like a threat. You deal with me." The captain studied them both, then finally lowered his weapon. "Fine, but Command won't like this." "They never do," Ryan muttered. Inside the camp, Naira sat quietly by the fire, her silver skin reflecting the flames. The soldiers whispered among themselves, curious and wary. Ryan handed her a cup of hot ration broth. She sniffed it, frowned, and took a small sip. "Disgusting," she said flatly. Ryan grinned. "Welcome to human cuisine." Despite herself, Naira smiled. Hours later, Ryan reported to Command through the comm relay. When he came back, Naira was standing outside, looking at the stars. "They want to meet you," Ryan said. "They think you might help us understand Veshari tech." "I am not sure they will trust me," she replied quietly. "And I am not sure I trust them." "Then trust me," Ryan said simply. "You helped me live. Let me return the favor." She looked at him for a long moment, her blue eyes reflecting the starlight. "You humans are strange," she murmured softly. "You make enemies into allies, and allies into family." Ryan smiled. "That's kind of our thing." Days turned into weeks. Naira worked with the humans, studying alien tech and helping them survive the harsh world. She learned human humor, sarcasm, and stubbornness. She even began smiling more often. But the peace didn't last. One night, the enemy arrived. They Sheriff hunters, sent to kill the traitor who had helped the humans. The alarms blared. Plasma fire lit up the sky. Ryan ran to Naira's tent. She was already in her armor, weapons ready. "She came for me," she said. "Then they'll have to go through us," Ryan replied. Together, they fought side by side. Naira's energy blades sliced through drones while Ryan provided cover fire. The humans fought fiercely, holding the line even as more ships descended. But then a blast hit the ridge, throwing Ryan to the ground. His visor cracked, the world spun. He saw Naira standing above him, deflecting bolts, her armor burning. "Go!" he shouted. "Save yourself!" She looked down at him, eyes fierce. "Not without you, human!" She grabbed him by the arm and dragged him toward the cave they had first met in. Plasma bolts hit the ground around them, but she didn't stop. Inside the cave, Ryan gasped for breath. "They'll kill you for this," he said. She knelt beside him, her eyes soft. "Let them try. I already lost everything once.